Hurricane Dorian is accelerating up the Florida coast right now. While we learn just how much devastation the storm's left in the Bahamas, parts of the nation of low-lying islands are in ruins. 2 more deaths were confirmed overnight, bringing the official total to 7. The country's prime minister says he expects that number will rise. This will give you a sense of how hard Dorian hit. Take a look. Before and after satellite images show much of Grand Bahama Island was left underwater.
Dorian is now moving north as a strong Category 2 storm hugging the U.S. coastline. Hurricane warnings are up along the coast in North Florida and in the Carolinas. Our team of correspondents is tracking it all, but we begin in the Bahamas with CBS This Morning's lead national correspondent. That's David Begnaud. He's in the capital of Nassau. David, I understand that's a staging area for the rescues. What's the latest there?
Well, Tony, if there's a bit of hope this morning, this sunrise is some hope because it's new light on a new day of searching here. We're at the airport because this is where people who've been injured are being medevaced and then taken to a local hospital. This is also where rescuers are staging to take off. In fact, this morning, if you look out on the tarmac, there's about a half dozen people loading up a helicopter as they get ready to take off into an area where there is no cell signal. The reason we are in the Bahamas, the Nassau this morning, is because we have a signal to broadcast live and tell you what's going on. The Bahamian Prime Minister got a ride in the Coast Guard helicopter yesterday and saw people waving for help below. They could not be rescued because the conditions were so poor. Today they will try again.
The extent of Dorian's destruction across the northern Bahamas is immense. From the air, flying over Abaco Island, the damage stretches for miles. Entire neighborhoods flattened, homes shredded, shipping containers and boats hurled inland. Some airports look like lakes now. This is the terminal of one of them, shrouded in debris.
We are in the midst of one of the greatest national crises in our country's history.
Dorian ravaged Abaco Island and Grand Bahama. For 2 days, with 30 inches of rain, the Red Cross says more than 13,000 homes, that's nearly half the number of those 2 islands, were damaged or destroyed. Video from inside one home during the storm shows waves crashing against the second-story window as more water is pouring in below, pounding against the stairs. The United States Coast Guard says it has rescued more than 45 people after deploying several helicopters to this region.
At this point, we're still in the early stages of the response. We are concentrating very much on parts, fuel, people, communications gear.
The fact that the storm was so slow to get out of here, and now that the infrastructure is crippled, it has delayed search and rescue efforts, leaving many people to fend for themselves. Tim Allen, a journalist working with the Associated Press, filmed himself and his family abandoning their home in Freeport. His daughter is seen wading through life-threatening storm surge, carrying one of their animals. People have been using boats and jet skis, even inflatable toys, to ferry other people to safety.
It came over the roof.
Howard Armstrong, decide the gut-wrenching moment, water flooded his home, and his wife died in front of him.
She was standing on top of the kitchen cabinets until they disintegrated. And then I kept with her, and she just drowned on me.
It was incredible to hear him talk about being on that kitchen counter and watching his wife succumb to what he believed was hypothermia and then seeing her slip under the water. He was able to swim to safety. He found a boat, and that's what rescued him. Listen, this morning there is a Royal Navy vessel which is moving into the area with more personnel and food. Speaking of food, a little bit later on at 7:30, we've got the story of Chef Jose Andres and his team. We went to their hotel at midnight this morning, got their last meeting as they plan to prepare thousands of meals. Wait until you hear the fleet of resources that the chef has rented in order to get out to the hardest hit areas today. We'll have that at 7:30. Maria Elena?
Thank you very much. Heartbreaking images, really. They say that's the price of living in paradise, but that's a high price to pay. David, thank you.